Hello friends, in today's video we will learn one of the most important Python data structure, that is list. If you want to store multiple values together and perform operation easily, then Python lists are your best friend. This video is must watch for beginner. Let's right now see what is the list in Python. A list is a order collection where we can store multiple items together. Ordered means each item has a fixed position. And the most important point of a list in Python is it is mutable in nature. Mutable in the sense we can change the value, edit the value, update at the time at any preference that we want to decide on the list. So this is how the list exactly works. In the afterward scenario, we will see how to create a list, how to use it, and how can we perform the operations over there. Let's right now talk about the list and see how it exactly works via a practical example. So I have already opened a PyCharm window over here and I created a file name with a list operator over here. So I'm going to write a small code of snippet. Before writing a code of snippet over here, I will going to explain a short overview of the things that why we are going to use a list in Python specifically. Think in a scenario in a different approach specifically, like I want multiple type of data types, like it might be integer, it might be string, it might be float, it might be other like other data types which is present in Python that I want to operate in a single operation. So for operating all of them in a single operation, that can be done by using the list in Python. Why? Because list allows us to handle the multiple type of data types along it is the similar one or the random one, doesn't matter, but it allows us to store all the type of data types in one place. Then you will be amazed that how we can store it exactly. So we'll see in the practical example right now. If suppose I am going to take an example, there is a student variable, and in that student variable I want to get the student attribute specifically, like I want his name, his age, his class, his roll number, everything I want in a specific object. So list can help me to get that all various type of attribute, like his name is in the string, his age is in the integer, his height is in the float. So that all attribute we can store by using a square bracket in Python. The square bracket is used to define a list in Python. If I want his name, then I can use a double quote or single quote. Arnav, I'm going to use the name as Arnav over here, and then I can also put comma, then the age of that person, then his roll number will be not the roll number. Right now I will take the height. 6.7 might be the height of the person, or another attribute like which class he studies right now. I can take class something like that as in 10. Okay, so see, by this type of format when we write in Python, that is nothing but a list format. When we use this square brackets over here, that means the variable that we are using it right now, a list type of variable specifically. If I want to print it on the screen, then I can easily print it. See, if I print the student variable, let me just open the terminal over here. If I try to run the code, see, I get the exact same list which I have like inputted over there by using the square brackets. Okay, that type of data type is like very flexible in Python, that is allow us to use various type of operation along with the various type of data types. Okay, this is just an example point of view I have defined over here. There is many more operations that we can be do using the list. So if I want to specifically access a specific type of values from the list, there is also the concept that we can use it indexes. In the last previous videos, we have already discussed what is indexes exactly. In while we are discussing at the time of looping concept, at the time I have already told you. So in a list as well, we can use the index concept as well. How exactly? If I want to print the name of a student specifically, so I can use the student and the zeroth index, that is including right now put having the name as a zeroth index over there. If I control save the code and try to run it, see I get Arnav at the last over there. Similarly, if I want the height of a person, it started from 0, right? 0 1 2. So if I put 2 over here, I will get the height of the student specifically. See, I get to 6.7 specifically. So in similar way, we can access the element based on their indexes specifically. So in list, it is very flexible that we can manipulate various type of data types by referring a single object over here. Like, see, I have just used a single object variable, and alonging that I am using various type of data types, and that I'm manipulating over my needs. So this how we can define a list in Python using a square bracket, and which is a common combination of multiple type of data types. We can also use the indexes over here to manipulate the operation as per our need. There are lots more many operations that we can do and perform on the list. This is just an overview. I have explained you that how we define a list, what is exactly the list, and what we why we exactly use the list in Python so far. So this is just an overview. In later stage or later view, I will explain some of the manipulation operation that we can perform on the list in Python. Let's right now talk about the other different type of operations that we can perform along the list. So these are all the operations that we can perform over the list. There are lots many more as well, but more of the time and mostly used functions are this ones right now. So I'm going to explain one by one each of them in detail for you all right now. Last time in the C, we see exactly how we can define a list, why we exactly use the list, and how we can perform the indexes on the elements specifically if we want to access specific element from the list. Okay, now let's just start with the append function over here. So the append function is the function in a list that if suppose I want to add any more element after get it defined. So by using the append function, I can easily define it. Like, there is no need that we have to use over here in the definition, put it comma and define it over here. By using the append function, we can do it easily like this. If I want to append student dot append, and then I want to append something like here I have used this student attribute. Want to add one more thing over here, the roll number specifically. So roll number will be like 28, 27 or 27, like I can that add it, and then I want to print the student variable. Once I run it, see in the output I get this all the things that get printed earlier, that we have used a print statement over here. The last line you can check it, the 27 is get added. Why? Because we use the append operation over here. So this how the append operation exactly perform and add the values to the existing list that we have already over here. Without going to that list and defining manually over there, we can use the append function to add any element in the specific list. So now let's come to the remove function. So remove function is the way in Python if you want to remove any element from the list. Like if suppose I want to remove the class 10 element from the list, so I can easily remove it by using the remove function. So like this I can remove it, student dot remove, and that class 10 I want to remove it, so I get past it, and then I want to print the student. So see, once I run the code right now, now see the final list is don't have that class 10 right now, it get excluded from the list. That's why, see over here. So this is how we can use the remove function too. If you want to remove any specific element present in the list that we don't want to get it evaluated further, then we can use the remove function to remove it from the list. Okay, now let's talk about the pop function. The pop in the remove function is somewhat a similar one, but not exactly. In what term it is getting differed, let me just explain you right now. Okay, if I do student dot pop, Both are the function, the remove and the pop one are removing the element from the list of element, but in different sense. If you are using the pop function, it all the time pop the last value from the element. Okay, but when we are using the remove function, at that time we have to pass a specific value to that remove function to remove this specific element from the given list or from the existing list over here. So if I pop it right now, check out the last list over here. The last element is 27. Once I run the code, see, 27 is gone right now. The pop function, every time whenever we use to write it, it will return or write or delete the last element from the list. So this how the pop function exactly works. Now coming to the extend function. Okay. Before that, let me just take another variable over here to explain it better to you. Sorry, my bad. Okay, in the sense, if I'm going to define a fruit list specifically over here, which is containing apple, cherry, banana, something like that element. Okay, why I define it, I will explain you. See, in a scenario point of view, if we have multiple type of data, there has already a list of some like example. I take it a fruit of list over here, fruit the list of element. Okay, and we have one more list that is student over here. Then if I want to combine it, okay, combine both of the list element, then at that time specifically we have the append function, right? We can append it by using one element from the list. But don't you think it will be a lazy task that we have to perform multiple operations to append a single items from both of them, right? So at that time we have the extend function in Python or in the list function, that we can use it and pass the next object to that list specifically. How exactly? Let me just clearly explain to you. If I want student, inside a student list, I want all the fruit list of element. So I can use student extend the fruit list which I have defined over there. And then if suppose I print the student list over here, all the element which are present inside the fruit, like fruit, a list of element that will get added to a student list over here, one after the another in a single line. We don't have to use the append operation anymore here. So this is how, if you want to add any different specific list to a existing list, then we can use the extend keyword. Now let's talk about the insert function. The insert function is the function that if you want to insert any specific value into the existing list or into an empty list as well, then we can use the insert function. How exactly? If I want student dot insert, okay, in the student list, as see, we have like merge the using the extend function, we have merged the fruits over there. If I want to add inside this list, the last list I'm talking about, because this is the final result for us right now to get it evaluated, as it started from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want the at fourth index, I want uh, something like pomegranate, something like that. I want it to print over it. So if I run the code, before that let me just print it as well. I haven't printed. If I print it right now, see the pomegranate added in the fourth index in the final result. So by using the insert function, we can specify the index and the element that we want to add in the existing list. If you want to add in the existing list, we can define it the index and the value which we want to put on that specific index, that we can do using the insert function. Let's right now talk about the reverse function. The name itself, you can say it, what it exactly does. So basically, nothing but the same do. Like it reverse the list in the reverse manner. Like we have like there is over here. If I use like reverse function and then print the list, see whatever the last output we have with us will get in the reverse manner. like cherry, banana, pomegranate, apple, 6.7 to 25, and Arnav will get print right now at the last. See exact same manner that we used to perform over here by using the reverse function. So these are all our operation are mostly used in Python code over the list operation. There are many more others as well, but as per the preference of the point that it get used mostly, so that I have explained to you over here. Later the things that you have want to explore, you can explore at your own side. In the meanwhile scenario, we'll explain some new things as well in the later videos too. Let's right now talk about the list slicing and the indexing operation in the list as well. As we have already seen in past videos about the various type of operation in list like append, remove, insert, delete, and the reverse operations too. Now we are going to perform somewhat similar operation using the list slicing and the indexing over the list data type. So specifically, I have like defined a smaller list over here. See on the screen right now. I will be explaining in detail right now that how can we use the list slicing operation and the indexing operation over the list. Okay, as we already know that if you want to access certain element from the specific list of element, then we use the indexes over there. So on the base of that concept only, the list slicing exactly works. How exactly? So specifically, if I talk about in a scenario, I want to extract the Arnav, fair tone, and 6.7 values from the list of element. Then I can write like this over the statement print. I want to print the result over the screen, and the person, the list which I want to get the element from, and I want the Arnav, fair tone, and 6.7 value in the output. So I'm not want the 25 in the output. So I can start the index 1, that is the Arnav is present on the index 1, and 6.7 is present on the fourth index. As we go from 0 to as we already know in the last scenarios as well we have shown, the indexes started in the list of element from 0th only. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0 to 3 will calculate to a 4 numbers over here, but it's it start from 0, so it get calculated as 3, but not that the case. Here element are 4 over here. So if I want the 6.7 as well in the result, ignore this pop-up. Let me just cancel it. Okay. So see over here right now, if I print 1 colon 4 over here, like the operation that I'm using a slice operation specifically. This how we can write a slicing in the list or the indexes. If I save the code and try to run the code right now, see what will be the output. See, it gives me, it started from now till 6.7. Similarly, I just want the Arnav and the Phaeton in the result, then I can give like this range, save it, and then try to run it. See, it gives me Arnav and the Phaeton only. These two values are get evaluated on the base of their indexes values or specifically. Now, let's talk about the indexings as well. Okay, as we already know, each of the element has their own specific index in the list. Okay, now if I want, like as we have already seen, if we want to print certain element based on the indexes, we can easily print it. But as I want, you could think in a scenario specifically, like there it is a large number of lists or large number of data present in the list, and you know the element specifically but don't know the index of that element. So in that case we have one more function in Python specific to the list data type, that is like I can use print function. I want to print some values, so person dot index. If I want the index of value that I know, that is like over here for certain current example, that is 6.7. I don't know where it exactly located in the index. If I want to know then I can use the index function specifically. If I save the code right now and then I try to run it, see, it gave me the index as 3 over specifically. Whatever the value will I pass to that index function, based on that specific list, the person list specifically will return me the specific current index of that element. Similarly, if I copy this arnav and try to keep over here, like instead of 6.7, I'm going to give arnav over here and want to know on which index does the arnav this value exist in the list of element. See, it exists on the 1th position. If we see over here, it is also in the 1 position. So this how we can use the list slicing and the indexing. If you want to know the element specifically where it is exactly on the index, that we can know. One more concept in slicing specifically. Uh, this is the start point, this is the end point. But there is one more case that we can use it as per our preferences. If a syntax app I talk about it, uh, there is one more, a step over as well. Step over in the sense, like it start from the current index and goes to the end of the element or whatever you want to print out the index specifically. Then we can decide also how many step over it should done. Like from it, if it is starting from first element, after that it should print immediately the next element or like the next to next element. Like I can step over by one. If I step out by one, it will go one by one over there. If I step out by two, it will skip step over by two element over here. Like see over here, as an example point of view, I will explain. So I start the index from 0. Okay, now I want till 3. So till 3 it will get executed, but it is stepping by 2. Stepping by 2 means like first value will get print, then it will skip 3 values, then whatever the third value is present, or sorry, whatever the 2 values is present over there, it will skip and print the last element over here. See, if I save the code and then try to run it, it print 25 and fair tone only. Why? Because it started from 0. 0 is the first one. Now 0, 1. Concluded is in 2. Though 2 values, the 2 step over is done. Then the value that is left over right now is fair tone. That's why we get a fair tone as a result over here. So this is how we can use the step over operation in Python along with the list slicing too. It is a bit complicated right now. You will not get it in the one go. You will solve it by your own. Then you will get the better idea that how exactly the slicing works in Python. So friends, today we learn about the Python list and the list operation. In the next video, we will be covering the next data type, that is tuples. It is similar to the list but not exactly. We'll see that how it exactly works and via a practical example too.
If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more Python tutorial. See you in the next video.